This is episode 282 of No Laugh Track Podcast. My name is Justin Severson, hosting this bad boy at Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis, Circle of Heat. Let us play their music there at the beginning. We're here on a Thursday, and I say we, there's three of us. One I knew was here, and one I did not. So we'll see how this goes. I'm sure it'll be really good. Cy Amundson and Mike Cronin are here.
Hello.
Hello. Dudes.
282. Is that 282 episodes, or is this the 82nd episode of season 2?
Of the 200th season. So we've actually done 282 episodes.
That's a lot. How many have I been on? 4 or 5?
Yeah,
how many?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Who's been on the most?
I think Tim Slagle.
How many?
Ugh.
I need to know the number.
He might even hit double digits because he's here twice a year.
Ugh.
Oh boy,
that's a lot.
However, as I've said before on this podcast, if we counted all of your drop-ins of just like walking through the club,
just shouting stuff,
or poking your head through the curtain here while I'm recording,
I'm a record holder.
You're number one.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
The,
make me feel good at the beginning.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know Cy lives here.
Yeah,
and
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I got a cot set up, and sometimes Lewis leaves bread out, like he acts like he's throwing it away, but I think he knows I'm sleeping here, so then I get the bread. Oh, so I can have some bread, stuff like that.
This is my third week here. I think I've seen Cy shower conservatively 12 times.
Okay, I shower every single day, and they have a shower here at the facility, and when I'm working here, I exercise in this building, and therefore I shower in this building. It makes logical sense. You queef.
Mike, the only reason I know that there's a shower here is because of Cy.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I had no idea.
Yeah.
Why would anybody know that?
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You couple of dirtbags. It's very normal.
Great show last night, fellas.
282nd and final episode of No Laugh Track.
He's complimenting us. Shut up.
Yeah. Great show last night, Cy and Mike.
Yeah, you were here?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It was fun, right?
Fun show.
I don't always see crowds that big on a Wednesday. So congrats, dude.
Yeah. A lot of people had birthday tickets.
I wasn't going to say that.
I understand how things work. No, it was fun. It was a big, fun crowd. You don't normally you're kind of, today is the day you start getting enthused because they start getting a little bigger, but it was fun to look forward to last night, too.
Yeah, let's be honest. Ticket sales are brisk.
Yeah.
Right?
Does brisk mean good?
It means...
Is brisk when you cut off a Jewish baby's penis?
Yes.
What's a brisk? Brandon, what's a brisk? That's where the iced tea got its flavor. That brisk lemon iced tea. It's Jewish baby dick flavored. Yeah.
Okay.
Brisk baby.
Mm-hmm.
But one that's been chopped off, not one that's still living.
Obviously.
Mike and I are big science guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that because I saw your tweet this morning.
Oh, which one?
It's 2 minutes to the doomsday clock.
The doomsday clock is clicking down.
How's that waking up to the advancement of the
what a load of bullshit.
Doomsday, yeah.
A bunch of fucking dorks like, what if you had a clock that predicted the end of the world? And then they click it forward. I think it's nonsense. Not that I think there's a bunch of horrible stuff happening. I'm a firm believer in climate change. I'm a firm believer in there seeming to be a lot of global issues on both a policy and a number of other levels. But I don't think I need a bunch of guys with a fictional clock to tell me it's 2 minutes to doomsday. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, nerds.
I think they should...
How's that for a harsh stance out the gate? What a stupid thing that clock is. Is it like... And I also understand that I'm a stupid person, so everything I'm saying is based in actually no thought or research or evidence. But is there a formula that creates the doomsday clock? They're like, if one Indonesian Pakistani cricket game goes awry times a North Korean dictator divided by climate change equals 11:58 p.m. Like how do they create it? Is it just a bunch of dudes in a room that are like, it seems worse now?
That's what I assume.
It's like how they decide the NCAA tournament bracket.
You're right. Yes. Bubble teams. Yes.
That's
what I think
who's
they
on
do.
The bubble. The polar bears.
Oh yeah,
Polar bears.
They're right on that bubble.
Polar bears are on the bubble. That's what
They're a 16 seed, and it looks like the melting icebergs are going to win.
That bubble is melting fast.
They're doing a play-in with harbor seals.
Oh god, that'd be. I would watch that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I think with the Super Bowl coming to town, they ought to put a doomsday clock right outside.
Yeah, that'd
Stadium.
be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it just counts down to when the first Eagle fan urinates on the stadium wall.
Let's talk about that. What do you
Yeah.
care about? Are you still concerned that Eagles fans are pricks?
Oh, I don't care. God, I don't care at all. I don't get much invested in fan bases, good or bad. You know, when the Vikings won their last game, a lot of people wanted to shit on Saints fans, and I'm not interested in that because they're just people who want their team to win.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, the Eagles fans like throwing full beer cans and doing stuff that's dangerous. I'm not in on that.
Right.
But like, it's just a bunch of losers shouting swear words at other people. Who cares, man? I got more important stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like hang out with Mike, talk about the doomsday clock.
Yeah.
Who's your football team, Mike? You got a team?
I'm more of a college football guy,
Okay.
but I realized one year I'm a Bengals fan, and I realized one year I hated the Steelers more than I liked the Bengals.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll just quit, just quit and kill myself.
Where are you from originally, Mike?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still live there?
No, I live in Chicago.
You
now.
live in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cincinnati, home of chili.
With Chili and Fiona.
Yeah. Fiona? Apple?
No, the
Oh, the hippo.
Hippo.
Yeah, they have some hippo bullshit.
yeah.
The what?
There was a premature hippo born
Oh, I feel bad that I
at the
said
zoo.
bullshit because she was a preemie hippo.
Yeah, and it they didn't think it was gonna make it, and then became like a national story that she was alive and really cute.
And now she's a real hippo.
Yeah,
I could only after the pregnant giraffe last year. I'm burnt out on.
There was a
zoo.
pregnant giraffe?
You don't remember that? You don't remember that one?
No, I don't pay
well,
attention
after
to dumb
Harambe,
things.
Cincinnati really needed a win.
Oh, that's right, Harambe.
Dude, that's right,
That's
Harambe.
right.
Dude, a lot of people don't like a lot of people don't like the Harambe jokes, and I've got to be honest, I still think they're funny. And I know that makes me not a good person, but they make me laugh 80% of the time at least, and that's a higher clip than almost anything.
Yeah.
Is it just because of the name? Because I
Yes,
do too.
it's
Yes,
100% because of the name Harambe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. If it was somebody who was like 2 dicks up for Jeff, I wouldn't care.
It's also funny that he's like he was a breeding gorilla that like traveled around zoos, so he's just like a fuck gorilla.
Yeah. He's a rent-a-fuck gorilla. Like, we got to get these gorillas preggers. Call Harambe.
Big Dick Harambe.
Big Dick Harambe is going to come in here and slang some gorilla sperm, and then we're going to ship him off to Fort Lauderdale.
Someone get his big white coat off before he gets in there.
Well, Fiona. How did they fuck up with that then?
No, they didn't.
They didn't
Fiona's
fuck
a
up.
survivor. She's
Yeah.
she's a happy story. Fiona
But
was
just not a catchy name.
yeah. She was born. Oh, you're talking about the name.
Yeah.
You know what? I think people like it. I think
Yeah, they
people
do.
like Fiona the Hippo. I don't think it's bad. It's not a bad name. There's probably some other good ones, but Fiona's not bad.
Fiona's good.
Fiona's good. How far do you two guys go back?
Too far.
Yeah.
Way too far. The first time I did Go Bananas in Cincinnati, which was how many years ago?
That'll be 6.
At least.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 6, if not. Yeah.
Maybe
And it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah.
What a boring thing to listen
Yeah.
to. What's it about? 5?
5?
5 was it summer of
What year was it?
2011?
Yeah.
What do you think? What
Maybe
month?
12.
11?
It was summer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because the days were longer.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Now, which week of the month would you think?
I don't know. I think it was early in the month because normally my weeks are early in the month
Yeah.
rather than later in the month. I don't like to
Uh-huh.
travel late months because that's the way that I avoid holidays.
Do you keep your receipts?
I keep my receipts. Do you keep
Okay.
your receipts?
I don't.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I do is I print off a bank statement
Oh my
and
God.
then I just go through and
That's
I just
what I do.
highlight the days that I'm on a
I
road,
do
and
the
that
same
works just
thing.
as good. Yeah. And then
yeah,
you just
yeah.
put on a spreadsheet. My mom helps with my taxes. What was the question?
I think that you nailed it.
No, I picked Cy up from the airport. I used to do that at the club for the headliners, and
As a working comedian, or you just worked at the club?
I worked at the club. I was a working comedian too, but
Well,
yeah, I mean, it was
working-ish.
Yeah.
It was early in the process.
and I took him to the original Pancake House immediately.
The greatest restaurant on the earth. Get at me with a sponsorship. Does Pancake House listen to this podcast?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They play it in the kitchen. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Si hablo Pancake House. I can't speak Spanish.
caught on to
That'd have
that.
been a better joke.
So 40 minutes into Cy knowing me, we're ordering at the Pancake House.
Yeah.
And I ordered banana pancakes, and he just goes, "Okay, Jack Johnson,"
And
shitting on his only person he's met in Cincinnati thus far.
And
Instant
it
friendship.
worked.
That sounds like Cy.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Mhm.
I remember the shit you gave me one time when you saw me drinking a Red Bull in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Here,
what a queef. A midday Red Bull? What are you, a construction worker whose other job is also construction? You're pulling off a 2:30 p.m. Red Bull like a student who can't find heroin.
It's the next best thing, man. I'll take what I can get.
You gotta hop on your BMX bike and head over to the gas station to get another one?
Thankfully, they fit in the water bottle holder.
Red Bulls are actually made up of the tears of heart patients.
Is that right?
Yeah, stop drinking them. They're poison.
I have water right now.
Attaboy.
I have water right now. You just mentioned that picture you put on or the little video you put on Instagram that I saw this morning.
The one at the gas station?
Please tell what the fuck was that. Please.
So I'm not going to tell the location because I don't want to get a cool guy fired.
Cool guy. Okay.
But, Mike and I were after the show on Tuesday night. We were trying to get some snackies, some snacky poos, and we stopped at a gas station. We walked in to get our food, and we couldn't find anybody working at the counter. And that's when we looked back behind the counter, leaned against the wall, ducked under the cigarettes. The employee was just sleeping. So Mike took his camera, and I opened up the bag of chips, and we just zoomed in on him for a while, and then zoomed out and showed me eating chips, watching him sleep. It's good camera work by Mike. I think that's what did it. The guy woke up and was like, here's the thing. I had to be very careful about that, because I don't want him to get in any trouble. Because he was like, I asked him, like, you're pretty tired, huh? He was like, yeah, man, I wake up at 7 a.m. and work for a moving company. And then I come here at 5 p.m. and I work till midnight every day. And I was like, holy shit.
Dude needs a Red Bull, first of all.
Yeah, that guy's with all the complainers out there, that guy's a boss. But it was still the funniest video in the world.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, I took a video of you. Yeah. He was fine.
Did you show it to him?
No.
No.
I didn't want to.
What's also really funny when you watch it is that there is an alarm blaring in the background.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there peacefully sleeping while there are 7 customers in the store and an alarm going off.
Yeah. It
Were
was
you guys the
amazing.
first one to find him snoozing?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We woke him up from his slumber.
Hey, everybody, he's here.
Yeah. The worker has arrived.
Oh, my God. How did you wake him up?
I went, hey, I want to pay. And then he woke up. That was literally what happened.
Fucking love it. I freaking love it. All right, that's all I've got. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, good. Finally.
Let's
Got a lot of stuff on our docket today. What did we all have on our day today?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got to get ready. We got to write before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I like to write before the show.
We're gonna write before the show.
Yeah, we're going to write before the show.
What does that mean, right before the show? It's not stuff that you're going to do tonight.
Yeah, we're going to work on the stuff from last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen-
Sharpen.
Listen back to it?
Yep, listen back to it. Sharpen it up.
Right on.
Treat it like it's a sword that you're going to pierce your enemy with.
Wait, who's
Don't
the enemy
touch me.
in this scenario?
Mike is the enemy.
Okay.
The audience is the enemy. Make no mistake about it.
Can we talk about the woman that you quieted down last night in the audience?
No. Do you think we need to talk about that? I don't. It was an incident that spilled over into the after show, and so.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was,
I didn't know that.
So here's the thing. It was a lady who, her laugh has a woo factor to it.
It was no laugh. It was a woo.
Well,
only.
I was told very specifically by her friends and by her that that's how she laughs. I personally told her friends that I disagreed with that. I don't think that's how anybody laughs.
It's not.
But I will say, here's the thing. I said some mean stuff to her, and not like horribly mean, but I would like you were there Tuesday too, right?
No, just
You were just there last night.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tuesday it was a little out of control too, and so I was a little on edge.
Oh, okay.
And it's a lot of new material, and I wanted to be cruising, and I felt like it was distracting, and then so finally I kind of lost it on her. And I felt bad after the show, because not to her friends, because her friends I don't think are nice people. I think they suck donkey balls. But she, the person that was wooing, that I went after, is incredibly wonderful, like incredibly nice, has been coming to shows for years, and I felt terrible. I felt bad, and she and I had a very nice conversation.
Oh, okay.
But I felt bad that I said that to her, not to her friends, who again, I do not like.
Okay.
But she's an awesome chick, and she's been a huge supporter of the club. And of
We
me
like those people.
personally, and yeah, so it was just one of those situations that was just a weird perfect storm of events that came together.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But then you said, I'm gonna just crash this relationship. You said,
No, don't do
No,
any
no, no.
don't do any bits,
No,
because
I'm not doing a bit.
don't do any bits.
I'm just saying.
I'm dead serious.
I'm not doing a bit.
The look on Si's face right now.
No bits. Moving on. Next topic.
All right.
We can move on. Netflix announced they're doing 15-minute specials.
Yeah, that's what I'm super psyched.
For real?
Oh no, I don't. I just found out right now from you.
Oh,
No, I knew they were happening. I knew people were taping theirs. I didn't tape for one. I don't really want to do a 15-minute special. So
because it would be like a step back.
no, I'm long. I don't know who the fuck's watching 15 minutes. Who gives a shit? Like I want to work on an hour.
Yeah.
I want to work on an hour, and if nobody will let me do an hour, I'll just keep working on it until somebody will let me do an hour. I don't know that I have. I mean, it depends. It depends if you believe a 15-minute special is going to further your career.
Okay.
Like, because here's the thing. If you do a 15-minute special, and every comic is different, and Mike, you can tell me how stupid I am, but if you're working on an hour and they want you to do a 15-minute, my personal opinion is once you do material in public, it's burned.
Mm-hmm.
You do an album, you do a special, you do a late night set, you do a Comedy Central set, it's gone.
Sure.
So if I'm working on an hour that I really like and it all fits together and I want it to be really good, and I take 15 of those minutes and I put them on a Netflix special, they're burned.
Yeah.
And I would rather work on the full hour that I'm really proud of. And if nobody wants that, which let's be very clear, they most likely will not, I will get a lot of thumbs down from a lot of places.
Okay.
A lot of Simon Cowell, no thank yous. But then maybe. But I don't know. I just wasn't super interested in the 15 minutes. It's not saying I don't think it's a great deal for a lot of comics. I didn't even put in on one.
Okay.
I didn't submit.
Is that how that works? Were you heard
Yeah,
about it a few months ago or something?
Yeah,
like,
you normally.
oh, hey, let's
people
do that.
People
let's give it a
submit
shot.
for the half hours. People submit tapes for hours. People submit tape for specials, and it's always anything you see on TV. Tapes have been submitted, and
Sure.
there's been a process. So there's some great names that got them. Some
Yeah.
really funny people.
All right.
So yeah,
What do you think, Mike?
Pete Lee got one right.
The 15-minute thing?
Brando, did
I don't
Pete Lee
think
get
so.
one?
No.
Oh shit! Why did I? Did you see his late night set?
Awesome.
So good.
Awesome.
It was so
Yeah.
good. I might be confusing because I watched Pete when he was here and taped his submission, and it was really good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Any thoughts on that, Mike?
I think, I mean, I agree with what Sai said, but I would also say that it would, if you don't use part of that for like your hour, if you add another, because Sai has got another like 15-minute
that doesn't fit.
that doesn't fit with anything, it would be a good way to get your foot in the door and say, like, if that worked out with Netflix. They could
Yeah, just
maybe-
cut to me a year and a half from now, going to some guy. Just give me 15 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You're right. You have the right to change your mind.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There's no doubt. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Should we? Have you one of the last times you were here, Cy? We talked about. I know you're a big Dave Chappelle fan.
Yeah.
Have you watched the newest two that they've
Yep.
posted?
Yep, I really liked them a lot.
Okay, I haven't. So
Yeah, I mean they're interesting. One of them's a stand-up special, and the other one's kind of almost spoken word, I would say.
Have you watched them, Mike?
The first one is really tight, well-written jokes, and the second one is just him almost riffing for an hour.
Just kind of talking, and I really like that one just because I can listen to him talk, and he sheds, and I won't ruin it for anybody, but he uses this great analogy to shed light on the reason he left Hollywood at the end of the second one.
Okay.
And I think it's a really fun listen. I'm a gigantic fan, so I really, really dug it a lot. And it was interesting. He did this amazing thing where, like, and that's the thing that I like about Chappelle, like because people get up in arms about all his stuff, and I'm not excusing any backward thought processes, but to me, his stuff is just about his journey. You know, like, it's not about being right or wrong. It's just about the way he feels about stuff. And people got pretty upset about some of the things he said. But then it was fun to watch him address that in this one where, like, he talked about how he wished he would have never said that shit about Trump on SNL.
Oh.
Like, it was, and that, like, I thought that was the best part of the whole special. Where he, like, because he talked politics and he talked Trump in this way that you're like, oh, no one can do that. That was, like, incredible. Like, you actually, because every comic has a joke about Trump, and they're all terrible, with the exception of who we were talking about before the show, Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah.
Because his Trump joke isn't actually about Trump.
Right.
It's about, but Chappelle's is incredible.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of about, Chappelle's act is always about him and him reconciling with his lot in life, and I thought they were awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. You got to go back out in old form again.
That would be the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, that was the most fun. I said, and that's still, I don't think that anything I'll ever do will top that.
Really? Still think that?
Number one. It's still number one. Opening for Dave Chappelle on Prince's stage at
True.
First Ave?
Yeah.
Fuck that. I could have 10 specials, and that would still be my favorite stand-up moment.
Yeah.
It was a great. You understand, in the second show, I got to have my nephew, who's now 24, but also is a huge stand-up fan and loves Dave Chappelle, got to come. So I got to open for Chappelle on Prince's stage, and then I got to sit on the side of the stage with my nephew right up close where no one else was and watch Chappelle for 2 hours with my nephew. I mean, that was the greatest.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's pretty unbeatable.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have what's your big moments in comedy, Mike?
It was
last night,
yeah,
opening for Cy, or featuring for Cy.
Yeah.
on
that was-
Lewis's stage, and then he drew a nephew on his hand and stood in the corner. And
It was fun to be on stage and have a great set and bury Cy. And
yep, bury me with the weight of unfunniness. He walked off stage and he goes, "I hope you brought a shovel because I left a bunch of shit up there."
no, I had a similar thing opening up for Tom Segura at the Pabst Theater.
Awesome.
Where I just got to
Is that
sit
Milwaukee?
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sit in the side of like a 1,000-seat theater and watch him just do an hour. It was great.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. How excited are you for the Super Bowl coming to town? Are you going to stick in town, Cy?
Yeah, I'll be here. I don't know. I don't know how excited. I would have been a lot happier if the Vikings were in it. I would have been the most enthused.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I think there'll be some fun stuff. I just assume traffic will be worse and my team won't be playing. So, fucking, we'll see. I'm excited about Radio Row. I'm going to be doing some stuff on Radio Row. So out at the Mall of America.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I might be doing some stuff for ESPN, and then I'll probably be ruining some other local shows. So
Awesome.
that sounds like, I don't really much care for the Mall of America. It's the worst.
Yeah.
But I think having Radio Row out there is a fun idea.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool.
So I know very little about what you're doing with ESPN right now.
Yeah. Well, I take all my clothes off. And then I get in front of the camera, and then people send money into my PayPal account.
That's it.
What's that called, Mike? Cam girl. I'm a cam girl for ESPN. Yeah, I'm a cam girl. No, I'm hosting SportsCenter on Snapchat. So they had this idea where they were like going to take the traditional SportsCenter show pare it down and do like a shorter version and put it on Snapchat as a show. And they wanted to hire some hosts, and they got a bunch of people from ESPN. And for some reason, the people in charge thought that I would also be a good idea. And so I was lucky enough to get the job. It's been awesome. It's been so cool. So it's been really fun.
And you're flying out to
every week, yeah.
Every week?
Yeah, I hop on a plane on Monday, film Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights. The episodes air. My episodes are Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. Hop on a plane Thursday, come back home, do stand-up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's fun.
What is ESPN headquarters like?
It's unbelievable. So it's in Bristol, Connecticut.
Had you ever been there before?
I'd never been there.
No.
I mean, I went out there for the test, but that was it.
Okay.
Like nothing before this process, the hiring process. And it was like, it's a small town, and the entire campus is just enormous. So like, just think of a tiny town with a gigantic corporation in it.
Yeah.
You get in and you like walk through the halls, like you see where all the old commercials were filmed. You see all the sets. Like you just like, there's just people in the cafeteria. You're like, holy shit. Like my first night there, I saw Kenny Mayne and Barry Melrose in the green room. And I walked by the green room. I just walked into their green room. I was like, hey, this isn't going to be fun for you guys, but deal with it. And I just like bullied them into like being nice to them.
Was the Philly Fanatic there too?
I wish. I wish the Philly Fanatic was there. What's your favorite SportsCenter commercial? The old ones. I like the This Way to Freedom, where everything breaks down.
I like the Arnold Palmer one.
Yeah. The Arnold Palmer one's really
Wasn't there one Pool Boy? Was it? What the fuck? Who was it? It's the guy that did Giants games. Oh no, I can't think of it. Anyway, are they bringing those back at all? Have you pitched an idea?
My writing partner Joel and I have 1,000 of those written. But
do you really?
Yeah. If they would, if they ever start doing those again, we'll be getting told no left and right. Because I was like, what about this one? What about this one? They're like, you host SportsCenter on Snapchat. You're not a part of the rest of this. Back off. Dude, the first day I was out there was unbelievable because the night before I tested, I had to go to Walgreens at like 12:30 in the morning because I'm a piece of shit, and so I was getting an Uber. I needed snacks, potato chips in the middle of the night. So I called an Uber and I was waiting outside my hotel, and they were taping Monday Night Football, like the post game show was in Bristol that week. Okay. And so as I was leaving, Charles Woodson was getting out of his car, and I was like, "Oh shit, man. It's Charles Woodson. I'm going to say something to him." And I was like, I couldn't even get it out. I was like, I didn't even get out Charles Woodson. And he just goes, "Not tonight, man.
Whoa, okay.
Not tonight." And then he just stormed in the hotel. I was like, that's the funniest thing of all time. I love when people big time other people. I think it's, I think it's so funny. But I'm going to find him on campus and talk shit to him.
Anybody else treat you like that?
No, everybody's been awesome. It's really weird. You run into people like I see Darren Woodson, the Cowboys Pro Bowl safety, in the hotel all the time, and he's like the nicest dude. Everybody there it's weird, man. It's a really nice. It's not like stand up. Everybody's like excited and happy and nice. It's pretty awesome. The people in charge of me, my bosses, are like amazing. They have cool vision. They get what they're trying to do. They get humor. They're really great.
Do you write your own scripts that you're doing on there? Or?
It's interesting. We kind of go in and we sit down and we watch the games, and there's a head producer, and then there's a team of like kids who are like editors and producers, and so in tandem with them, like we'll beat out the story, like this is what we think the story is going to look like, and then I kind of put my twist on it and then run it back by them, and if there's anything I missed, kind of the best video drives all the scripts. Sure. Like we write around whatever the best video is. Sure. But it's very much everybody working together process.
And then he gets to do like his own silly things outside of that, like the Michigan coaches.
Oh yeah, so they started letting me do. We had this idea where because I do the highlights show, so I tape at night, so I'm almost all highlights, and I want to be funny, but you got to just do the highlights. So I get to do my own end beat at the end of the show, which is basically I go and finally, and then I just get to talk about what I want, sports wise. And so one of the things was we found a story. The head producer found a story that Jim Harbaugh like a group in Michigan tried to auction off a pair of his khakis for charity for like $900, and no one bought them. So I just went on and talked shit about him and said that since I'd started, I'd worn the exact same pair of pants for every episode of SportsCenter without washing them because they're jeans. And I was like, I think my pants are worth more than his. So I'm going to auction them off. And whatever anybody buys, I will match it, and we will donate it to the Jimmy V Foundation. And two things. One, when you decide to run your own Snapchat auction, not an easy thing to do. It is because you can't promote other platforms on Snapchat. So I couldn't say, go to ebay.com and go to the auction. I had to take the bids myself and then verify that each person was real by going from Snapchat and being like, all right, send me a message on Instagram and Twitter. And then on there I'd be like, all right, now send me a picture of your driver's license. I had to go through all this stuff.
Dude.
But a guy bought them, this boss dude in Oklahoma. He's actually in Texas, but he's from, Arkansas. And his name is Dustin Hartsfield, and he bought them for $930. So we raised $1,860 for the Jimmy V Foundation. We framed them and sent them to him. It's hilarious.
Pants.
Yeah, we got one of those hilarious giant checks. It was amazing. Yeah, so they let me do fun stuff at the end, which has been really cool.
And the pants were unwashed when he received them?
Yeah, I'm not going to clean them up. No, that's less of the fun.
Right.
How's he going to build his own sigh?
They weren't stripped of your DNA?
No, they were actually dripping with semen.
Yeah, they were filled with DNA. They were what we call in the crime business DNA heavy.
Squishy.
Yeah, he got them and they were wet.
Oof.
That is fantastic. Have they talked to you about when I was big into watching SportsCenter, in its heyday, let's be honest, that's not now. Maybe Snapchat is.
How fucking dare you besmirch my company on a show where I was nice enough to come on your program? Let's go, Mike. Should we stay?
Yeah, we should stay.
Okay, keep talking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The heyday, when I watched it.
Dan Patrick, Kenny Mayne.
Of course.
Yeah.
A lot of guys became famous for their catchphrases.
Yeah, not interested.
Not interested because it's just not you, or they don't want that, or
I don't know. I'm not an awesome catchphrases guy. I don't think I would be good at it. I think the thing, it wasn't just catchphrases. I think that catchphrases were unique to the format. I think what made all those guys famous is they were just all unique individual personalities. And they were also different. Like Craig Kilborn was so different than the way Dan Patrick delivered,
sure.
And they were different than Kenny Mayne, who was different than Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott and all these people. So I think, I like the idea that you can have a personality. I think that's when it's really cool. But I'm not huge on catchphrases.
boom shakalaka.
No, I don't think you'll be hearing me roll out any boom shack. I don't think they would look well on me.
That's weird to hear you say because you say waka waka at the end of every.
And then Giannis Antetokounmpo dunked it. Waka waka waka.
Oh, do it just once, please.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I did one the other day where it was Kent Bazemore hit a shot to win the game. And on camera I went, and then Kent Bazemore said this game was no more. And then I turned to the side really corny and I went, ugh, and humped the air. And that was a win because I was poking fun of myself.
Good job. That's close enough. Close enough. Did you see that just a few hours ago?
The XFL.
Yes. Yes.
It's the XFL.
Yes.
We're back, baby.
Never has anyone sounded more like they were stroking out when they weren't. When he announced that the first time. Yes.
Oh, it was XFL.
I'm all in on it, man. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I mean, the bummer is that it's so far away. I wish they would have set an unrealistic timeline. Like, it's the XFL, and it's back next week. I want them to string it together on some bullshit.
Starring He Hate Me Son.
Yeah, right.
Starring He Hate Me Son. He also hate me.
He no likey me.
He no likey me.
Him hate he. Uh, 2020, I think, is what they said.
Yep,
It's
20.
gonna-
That's what I just pulled it up. 2020.
What are the others saying for the other details? It's going to be, I think I heard on the way over here, no halftime.
What?
Are
Yeah.
they still doing the start the same?
I didn't hear anything about that. Yeah, how they used to start the games when it was first out is that it was like a
There's a ball on the 50-yard line, and they were in both end zones, and they had to race to the middle to see who got
Yeah.
the ball first.
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I hope Minnesota gets a team.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? We
Dude,
didn't-
I will absolutely watch it. They say 10-game seasons. Yeah, he says that the games are too long. It says he said he's going to ban players with criminal records.
Yeah, even DUIs.
Okay. So he wants to take all the guys that aren't in the NFL that also don't have criminal records. Sounds fun.
Sounds like D3.
Here's the most
Minnesota
amazing thing. Vince
compared to-
McMahon says XFL will not become obsessed with politics or social issues, and players will stand for the anthem. That's a back-to-back. Like, if you're not going to be obsessed with politics or social issues, then how are you going to make people like? It's like they're catering to the people who hated that people were kneeling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not going to become obsessed with political or social issues except ours. National anthem, 5 eagle salute, everybody stands.
Mhm.
Hoofs up, brother.
Well,
What's
luckily
up?
with the arrest thing, most of the XFL will just be old BYU players. So,
Right. Yeah. Except for McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that the XFL is coming back, but I guess it's a big week for the WW for Vince McMahon. I actually
25th.
watched 25 minutes, 30 minutes of wrestling Monday night.
Yeah, because of the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. They brought back the guys from when I actually used to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who?
Oh, Degeneration! All those.
Yeah, you got Hunter Hearst Helmsley was
Yeah,
out there.
X-
Stone Cold came back
Yeah,
and
X-Pac.
dropped some stunners.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's good shit. And I probably won't watch it again for many more
25
years.
years.
Yeah, probably.
How many of the guys in the XFL do you think will apply for the jersey name White is Right?
What? Are you reading that?
No, that was just me making a joke because it feels like they're like, hey, you know all that stuff that all you racists are mad about?
Yeah.
We're gonna get rid of it and have worse football players also. Oh, I can't wait. Is there anywhere I can watch a D3 football
That's
game?
exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
White quarterback, white running backs, white wide receivers, but no passing. That's what I'm picturing. It ought to be. They got to find a network, or it's not going to go anywhere.
Oh, they'll find a network. I guarantee they'll find a network.
They'll put it on Netflix next to the 15-minute specials.
There you go.
Have you guys watched this?
What if they replace the national anthem with Hulk Hogan's theme song?
Love that.
I am
I
a
would watch
real
American.
American. And here's the thing: the players not only have to stand, they have to do that stomp and ear thing. Just
And rip their jerseys off.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
There would be no hesitation in me standing. I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
There's only 8 teams. Half of them make the playoffs. Only 40-man rosters.
9-man football.
Yeah, it's like football,
sides of the-
football in a small school in Iowa.
You got to play both sides, nose tackle and center. No rest.
No criminality. It's interesting that he would have that policy given his other organization's background.
You talking shit about wrestling?
I mean, I like wrestling, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out logic is what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm talking shit.
Did you guys see the comedian that got attacked on stage? The video that was going around a few days ago.
Yeah.
God, was it fucking... What's his name? There's another staged video.
No, it wasn't.
It's not Hofstetter.
No.
Comedian
no,
attacked
no.
on stage. Comedian gets back at him.
Oh no, not I know.
No, this guy like starts hitting him and then takes the mic stand and throws it, and the bottom part flies off. And then he starts trying to hit him with the mic stand,
Holy shit.
and he ends up getting like tackled by audience members.
Who's the comic?
I don't know.
I have
Also, what club?
I have the info
I
here. If
also
you
don't
guys
know.
keep talking, I will pull
Yeah.
it up here.
It is crazy.
Is it crazy?
And then a second fight starts in the audience. It's
Oh,
pretty
that's
great.
always fun, though. It's like a hockey spillover fight.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Have
did
you
they say
performed
the
in South
club?
Carolina?
I have not. I think Mike has.
I have. Myrtle Beach,
Columbia,
Columbia.
South Carolina. Comic Steve Brown was performing Sunday night. Well, there's a problem having a Sunday night show. When witnesses said they noticed someone in the crowd staring into space. Is that a bad sign when a crowd member's staring into space?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not great.
who knows?
Yeah.
Someone that was there says, I saw the guy was getting up from the table, so when the comedian said, this ain't what you want, the guy was coming toward him and trying to get to the stage. He was trying to keep the guy off. The guy came around toward my table and jumped over my table to get to the stage. Said, Tumika. She then said the man in the crowd threw 3 punches, then picked up the mic stand and stool. Deputies said several people were injured, including Brown, who posted a video on Instagram about the incident. I'm sure y'all saw the video, and I'm good, I'm great. Y'all saw those skills. You know, the duck and move skills. But I'm going to tell you, y'all right now, some of these comedy clubs got to be held accountable for lack of security.
Yeah.
He does a really good job deking the guy out.
That was He dodges the mic stand like
Yeah.
like it was like a sword.
Uh-huh.
Like a professional sword fight.
Yeah.
Looked like a scene from Daredevil. the show.
It was very impressive.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's one of my fears is somebody attacking me on stage, for sure.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Especially when the lights are
You don't
on
see it
stage,
coming,
You don't
yeah.
see it coming at all.
I suppose not.
That's my least favorite thing about comedy clubs is it's a crowded room full of people, and if a maniac came in the back, you'd have no idea. Not to be dark on the podcast.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Have you any close calls where you're like, oh, shit?
No. I mean, not really. I don't. I have a firm policy of making sure the person I'm about to crack on, if I ever do that, is laughing.
Okay.
So
That's
I don't
good.
have to have somebody threaten me physically after the show.
Yeah. Have you had anybody come up on stage at all, Mike, or
No.
anything like that?
Mike, one time, though, he was hitting on a man in the crowd, and they made love on stage in front of the audience.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of tips. People threw roses.
Yeah.
It
Was
really-
that advertised?
No.
It wasn't, no.
It was like his closer for a while because he didn't
I
have a
was-
joke strong enough to be a closer. So what he would say is he goes, I don't really have a closer, and I don't like to close her, so how about if I close you, sir?
Come on.
And then he brought him on stage and, started kissing him. And
Well, I guess
then
I was just kind of
one thing led to another.
because
and-
normally Cy doesn't sit in the audience.
I
And I was like, well, I got to bring him up anyway, so we might as well get this over.
Might as well do it. Yep.
And then his whole set was just
riffing
our
on that.
sets,
Yeah. It was
Mhm.
like, I was kind of doing the recap and
Yeah.
what I thought of it. Yeah.
I think I've seen you work here twice. Once was last night, and then
I
like a
for sure
year
thought you were
ago.
going to say, I think I've seen you have sex.
I think I've seen you have sex.
Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
a website. No.
What's this, your third time here, you big dummy? Yeah.
Third time, yeah.
Third time here, yep.
Third
Fourth
time.
if we count the punchline punch out.
Yep, that's true.
And so I know you from the 2 appearances here, but also from I've seen you two kind of go at it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because we don't actually like each other.
Yeah, we sure don't.
No. A lot of negativity and hostility
Uh-huh.
flowing through both of our veins.
Yeah.
Main vein?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to drain it sometimes.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's crude.
How did you end up in Chicago from Cincinnati?
His mom put him in a basket and sent him there.
Yeah, washed up on the reeds of Lake Michigan.
His mom, I can't afford you, Michael. Be free. And she just floated him down the Cincinnati River. And is there a Cincinnati River?
Ohio River.
Yeah, the Cincinnati River.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's the capital of the river.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had been in Cincinnati for 9 years doing stand-up, and there wasn't much else I could do there, so I wanted to move to a bigger city with more opportunity.
Okay.
And especially, I go out I've been working a lot in Wisconsin, Minnesota, out west this way, and Chicago's more centrally located for a lot of the clubs I do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't want to move to Minneapolis, huh?
No. No, Chicago's
Less
better for
cool,
stand-up.
and first of all, it's not better for stand-up. The only
There's
thing
more
Chicago,
opportunities.
the only
for
thing that,
stand-up.
well, that's not true.
Yeah.
The only thing that Chicago is better than Minneapolis is it has more guys that look like failed minor league baseball players walking around.
What?
Just guys who look like human Polish sausages that only still lift weights with their arms. Just walking around with big angry scowls on their face. What if I came to your show and hated it? You're like, yeah, I bet you would do that. Minneapolis is better.
And you're living here now full time? Like I
Back
know.
and forth. I go between here and Connecticut and Los Angeles.
So you're still going back to LA for stuff?
Yeah. Yep, I am.
What?
I love it.
That's got to be a lot, man.
Yeah,
Here
I mean,
to
no,
there
it's
to
fine.
there to
Like I
there?
said, I think the Connecticut thing is actually not bad at all because it's the same thing every week. I get on the same flights. I get the same rental car. I go to the same hotel. Like, it's got a familiarity to it. It's got a consistency to it, so I don't mind that at all. I think if I was going to a different town every single week, that
Yeah.
might be difficult. So,
And the Snapchat Sports Center thing, that's just like ongoing. It's not like seasons like a TV show.
Nope. Every day, 2 episodes a day, Monday through Friday, 1 episode Saturday and Sunday. They have a 2-year deal with Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All
so
right.
we're in the first few months of the first year.
Did you have Snapchat before you got this job?
I did. I used it for sexual things, but now I use it for sexual things and Sports Center.
Mhm.
It's called evolution. I'm evolving as a man.
How about you, Mike?
Snapchat?
Yeah.
He had it for sexual things, and
Yeah.
now he still has it for
I
only
got it
sexual
to
things.
mainly receive snaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know if you've ever stripped for someone on Snapchat, but it is erotic. It's about as good as it gets.
Oh, with Snapchat, I'm like one of those weird people who just have a Twitter account to look at other people's Twitter's accounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't posted anything yet, but I watch the Sports Center stuff because I write exclusively all the funny stuff he says.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wanted to see how it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main reason I had Snapchat too, other than sexual stuff, is just clicking on other people's snaps.
You guys both talked about your new albums that are out
Yeah,
last night.
Yeah.
yeah, we both have albums out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike's is good. Mine is good. I don't want to say which one's better, but one of them was ranked higher.
Yeah.
What was yours ranked?
5th?
Yeah, I think mine was higher than that. But yeah, they're
It
both
wasn't
good.
first.
They're both good. It was first. It was first for a lot of people. A lot of people were like, "That's the first one I'm going to buy."
Hey, what are these rankings based on?
Sexual prowess, height, just pure likability. It's sales is the correct answer.
Yeah,
They're
sales.
based on sales. Sales.
Okay.
Sales.
It's based on sales.
Sales.
Why are you doing that? Sales is a
Yeah.
weird word.
It is.
Sales.
I was surprised how little people download albums.
What do you mean?
Sales.
Oh,
The first time mine debuted in the top 5 of iTunes. So
Mhm.
the day it came out, I got to number 5, and I think I got
Congrats.
that check. Thank you.
Oh, neat.
And it was like under 100 people who bought it that day.
to get to number 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You think that was just a low day? Because like 11,000 people bought it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it was a slow day. Or
Weird slow day, man. It's fucking weird.
something. Weird thing.
Yeah, weird stuff.
One of the many great moments from the show last night was when first Mike is out and when you talked about selling your download cards after
Yeah.
the show, and then Cy came out and did his set, and then mentioned that his is for sale as well, and then
Yeah.
managed to rip on yours.
Yeah.
It's 'cause
Managed to rip on mine. Also, before the show, Tuesday, he's like, "So what do you sell yours for?" I was like, "I do, pay what you want because I want people to have it over making money."
Yeah.
And so that's a good idea. I'll do that. And then when he goes on stage,
I didn't say that. I
immediately-
didn't say that's a good idea. I should do that. I go, that sucks. Because now I also have to do
You
that.
never said that sucks.
It does
You're
suck.
such a liar.
It does suck. I remember the place I was when I said that.
So then he goes on stage and throws me under the bus.
Yeah,
as if
completely.
I'm a monster for doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, why value our own art?
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Art's awesome and it's easy to make. Why don't we just give it to a guy who has money in his pocket? That's what I love that theory.
But also part of that pitch is me saying I want you to buy the headliner stuff first. So that's why I do it for a cheaper thing. And
I've never heard him say that one.
I was going to say, sorry, do you believe that?
I've never in my life heard that sentence. I think we have a good system, though. He says that, then I make fun of him, and then everybody buys both of our albums.
Good.
yeah.
And we go to Pancake House.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good system.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For we can wrap
Sales.
sales. For people that haven't come to the show or don't have tickets yet to the sold-out shows, where can they buy these things?
Well, first of all, there's tickets. There's still tickets left for the late shows.
Okay.
Late shows Friday and Saturday. You can get our albums anywhere you get things. Like if you have Spotify, Pandora, Netflix, or Napster, any of that shit, Amazon. But then they're on iTunes. I assume yours is on iTunes as well. Yeah. So you can get them anywhere you get those things. But come to the live show. The
Hell yeah.
show's on. We got a hangnail. Look at that.
Oh.
That's negative.
Oh, don't bite on it.
Nope. Oh no!
I
heard a crunch.
oh my God! I
God.
think
Did
the
we pick
mics
that up?
probably picked that up. Oh,
he's
gross!
I'm gonna take this mic in the shower with me and let it watch me undress too.
Where
This mic.
where can people?
Oh, boo! That's a sex joke.
Gotcha.
Who's my big shower buddy?
I am.
Stop it! This is on.
Stop.
This is
We're
on
we're
camera.
live.
Knock it off, okay? Justin's trying to ask his question. He just wants to do a good job.
Okay.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
Just do a good job. Where can people find you fellas on social media?
Why don't you go first, there, Bone Snake?
I am at BoneSnake3 on all platforms.
Uh-huh.
BoneSnake 3. 2 different words. Both can mean penis, and then the number 3.
That's right.
I'm in my 30s, so mine's are just my name.
I wish we had a recording of a half hour ago when we were upstairs and Si was like, that is a really smart marketing tool that you do with the
Here's the
Bone
fun
Snake.
part is we've talked so much shit in this episode, nobody knows what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's great.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with you, Si.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Justin.
Well, that is a good spot to end. I'm gonna go fuck myself, and people got to come see you guys. It's a great show.
Yeah, it's a fun. And Ollie Salton is opening.
Yes,
and
he's
he
great.
is one of my favorite young comics in town. He works so hard, and he is so funny.
Agreed.
And it's Eric, the manager's last week here at Acme, and so he just came in shuffling like he was a flamingo dancer who just... Is that what you look like when you finish? Because that's upsetting.
I loved it.
Mike didn't love it.
Big fan.
I think before we leave, he might show it to us too.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. Yeah, so come to the show. Ollie's great. Mike will be there. I'm great. It's going to be a great show.
Wait a minute.
What did you say?
No,
What
I'm
did you
great
say?
too.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So come see Ollie, come see me, and then you're probably gonna want to leave early. And
Wait, hold on a second. What
What?
did you just say?
to
It
beat
felt
the-
like you were shitting on me. Just let me
No,
do the
just-
fucking end of it. Let
just
me do
beat
the end
the
of it. Okay, he's
traffic.
trying to make the
Okay,
show
yeah.
stop because it is important that they beat the traffic.
Yeah.
So make sure you beat the traffic on the way to the show, and then Ollie's going to be there, and he's young and he's funny and he's got an interesting take on it. Then it's 20 to 25 minutes of dog shit, and then I'm doing an hour of new material, and so you'll have a really, really great time. So I think that pretty much squares it up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.